Hey guys, so I am back in Alabama. Some of you may have noticed that I spoke about my uncle's funeral being this weekend and that he passed away. Couple, well, the week before this past one, and so his funeral was yesterday, and figured I'd come out to one of the spots that I used to come out to a lot when I first moved to. And this is Moundville. When I first moved to Tuscaloosa back early in 2015, not too long after I graduated, this was one of the spots that I used to come out to a lot. And it was when actually I think when I first started coming out here, time had changed back, so we had a little bit more daylight out here. But and I used to walk out here maybe 2 laps there. I'm not really sure. I think it's a mile and a half around, or maybe a mile. But and I used to come out probably around 5 or so and walk maybe 2 or 3 laps around. This is just a real peaceful place. It's real muggy day to day, but a lot of times when you come out here, it's when it's sunny, real nice sunset over there, and it's just a beautiful place. So it's Moundville Archaeological Park. There's some history behind these mounds, and I guess obviously the town took the name after the mounds that Native Americans had built in this area. But I don't know too much about the history. I read these things a couple years ago. We had field trips here. Well, one field trip here when I was back in high school. But yeah, a real peaceful place. If you guys are ever in Alabama or in the Tuscaloosa area, it's just about 15 minutes away from Tuscaloosa. This is a real nice place to get out here if you want to just walk around. Usually there's not too many people out here, so that was one of the things that I really enjoyed about it. Real peaceful place. You come out here and get a lot of solitude, and this is one of their biggest mounds here where I'm on top of now, and there's a little trail back there that goes along the river. I don't want to say the river name because I may get it wrong. I don't know if it's Tombigbee. It's probably not, but anyways, yeah, so the last couple of times I was out here, actually they had the steps taken off, and I guess they were kind of rearranging them, which they look a lot better now than what they did before, because they were a little bit closer before, and it felt a little dangerous walking up here. Like if you fall on that, then you're probably gonna break something. If you don't break something, you're gonna be severely injured. So yeah, it's good that they actually kind of fixed these up a little bit better than what they usually were. But anyways, guys, I kind of just wanted to share that. So I'll be going back to Kansas City in a couple of days. This video, I'm actually doing this right now on Sunday, February the 5th. So whenever this gets up, I'll most likely be back in Kansas. But anyways, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day or night, and I'll see you later. Hey guys, welcome back. So I'm on my last day here in Alabama. I came down from my uncle's funeral, which most of you guys may or may not know by now. But I was just walking around in the outdoors like I always do, and this thought came to mind, and it's something that I've noticed for me for a decade at least or so. But and that is having that place where that you can escape to, and it's taking the time in your life to actually escape to a place where you can actually just get into your mind and just think about the things that are going on for you and really reflect on life, and think what are some of those good things that are going on, what are some of those bad things that are going on, and not only that, but think about your identity. And this is something I spoke about a couple of years ago on an older video on a different channel of mine, but I'll go into more depth about that actually on this channel and on another day. But yeah, so it's always great for me. There are so many spots in Alabama that I have found myself going to just to escape, and honestly, it's not that hard. They're not that hard to find. While here, for example, it's my parents' pastor, and I spent so many hours out there, seriously, over the course of the past 7, 8, or 9, 10 years, just out there, just walking around, reflecting, and just thinking. Whenever there was something on my mind that bothered me, or something that was going on in my life that I just really needed to spend time thinking about, I would always be out there during my years of college, I went to University of West Alabama, which is probably an hour and 45, just about an hour away from here, hour and 30, 20 minutes. But anyways, we had so many nature trails and things there, a lake and trails just that would just go miles into the woods. And, it was a huge escape for me. After classes were done for me, that was one of the first things I want to do is go out there and walk or bike out there, just have that peace and serenity and that solitude. And that was a big part, and that is still a big part of me, just taking those moments and having those moments of solitude where I can just escape and get in my own mind. So, that's how it is for me. I connect with the outdoors. I connect with nature, and that's my place of peace. So I encourage you guys actually take that time for yourself. If that's something that you need, then, make the changes in your life that allow you to have that. If there, I tell people this all the time. There are times where I simply want to escape and be out on my own. And that is not that I don't want to hang with anyone. That is simply because I need that, I need that in my life at that point in time. And, I've noticed that whenever I've denied myself that, or whenever there's been just so much going on and I let those factors, or people take that away from me, I've noticed that, I start to get a little bit more grumpy. Sorry about that. My phone ran out of memory. I've been meaning to back this phone up for quite a while, but I've just been procrastinating, which is something I have to work on. But anyways, where I was, said that people may notice that a lot of times, if I've been denied that peace and time to myself that I need, that I may get a little bit more grumpy or a little bit more aggravated and agitated and quick to kind of, say things a little bit grumpier than I normally would. But yeah, so it's important that you don't deny that time that you need to yourself, and you have to make that known to other people as well. So yeah, so before I run out of memory again, I'll just close with this. Make sure that you do take that time to yourself to just actually, get out and be able to reflect, get out and be able to, just think about the negative things that have happened or whatever situations that you've encountered. And as I said before, growth comes from filling that gap between where we are now versus that desired situation. And a lot of times it's usually on the other side of some negative situation that we have those opportunities for growth. And, we grow and we learn when we actually take the time to reflect on those times. So, whatever situation you encounter, make sure you just, take that time to yourself to look back on it and, think about, how things went versus how they could have went and what you learned from it. And, these are lessons that you can learn, things that you can learn and teach other people. To me, that's a very great thing when it comes to making the world a better place, is we have to teach people, or at least share our experiences. That's how everyone grows. We share our experiences, and we try to help the next person avoid a situation that we encountered by instilling in them a little bit more knowledge and wisdom. Anyways, guys, like I said, this is my last day in Alabama. I'm heading back to KC in in the morning, and I've really enjoyed my time here. I can't wait to be back. I always do enjoy when I'm down in this area. Like I said, it's just really, really peaceful out here. Don't mind the manure. It's natural stuff. But anyways, guys, I'll catch you later, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day or night.